Hi, I'm Quinn Vastak from the news channel. Today I'll be covering Berlin, post-World War II. In June 1948, the Soviet government blocked off all transportation in and out of West Berlin. This was called the Berlin Blockade. This caused all residents of West Berlin to rely solely on the Soviet government for food and supplies. The plan of the Soviet government was to push the Western Allies completely out of Berlin so that they could control Berlin by themselves. But then the Allies had an idea. They thought that they would just give the resources and supplies to the West Berliners through air. This was called the Berlin Airlift. The maximum amount of resources delivered in one day was on Easter Sunday, 1949. It was also known as the Easter Parade. The airlift delivered 12,940 tons of resources. The Soviets have never actually made any effort to stop the airlift, for they feared that they would start a third world war. When the blockade on Berlin was finally lifted on May 12, 1949, all transport was resumed between West Berlin and East Berlin, and the West Berliners were free at last. On August 13, 1961, barbed wire was strung between East and West Berlin, preventing West Berliners from escaping. Further dividing Berlin, a 12-foot-high, 96-mile-long wall was constructed in the name of Nikita Khrushchev. To further fortify the separation of the city, minefields and watchtowers were placed at various points of the wall, preventing people from escaping. Almost 125 people died attempting to escape. In 1987, U.S. President Ronald Reagan decided that he would make a speech in Berlin. This speech sparked many West Berliners to storm the Berlin Wall and bring it tumbling to the ground. Due to the blockades in the Berlin Wall, the U.S. and the USSR had a poor relationship. The Berlin blockade, wall, and airlift all reflect the tension between the U.S. and USSR. This was because all three topics played a major role in the start of the Cold War. They explained the anger that the Soviets had towards the Americans and vice versa. They also showed how America, in time of war, showed quick thinking to solve problems the Soviets made for them.